I decided that I wanted to watch some cops arrest some other cops today. Specifically, cops arrest their own bosses. It seems interesting. Let's do it.
Cops have to arrest all different types of people. However, what happens when it's a cop's own boss that he has to put in handcuffs?
There's things that we can do to fix this, buddy.
Here are 4 examples of this incredibly rare situation, starting with the case of Michael Yarbrough. On June 20th, 2023, a Georgia police officer pulled over a Dodge Charger that was going way over the 35-mile-an-hour speed.
Why? How? What? I don't understand people who triple the speed limit. Like, come on. In an area that they know.
Limit. However, when he walked up to the window, he got a huge surprise.
Really? Yeah.
The man behind the wheel was Chief Deputy of the local PD, Michael Yarbrough, not the person this officer expected to pull over. But in reality, this changes nothing, and the officer asks Yarbrough to give over his license and registration, something he's not pleased with at all.
Gotta do what
Guess
you
who I
gotta
just
do,
pulled
though.
over? Yarborough. Yeah, the chief deputy driving a Dodge Charger, a souped-up Dodge Charger belongs to the sheriff's office. I just clocked this at 96 in a 35.
What was the issue? I mean, why is he speeding?
No reason. He's in an unmarked car. He just got a high horsepower car and decided he wanted to play.
It's your traffic stop. You do what you think you should do. I mean, I'm not telling you one way or the other. You do a 96 and a 35.
Okay. Well, you know I don't care for him, so I'm gonna ride his.
If body cams weren't around, this stop could have gone a totally
I don't know if I like that because he's bringing emotion into it. I think that right there would have thrown it out. I don't care for him, so yeah, no, right there should throw it out.
different way. But it seems like this
Both of
officer
them are
isn't the biggest
dickheads.
fan of Yarbrough and decides to issue him a citation for speeding. For some, handing your boss a $500 fine is a dream come true, and it looks like it's the same way for this officer.
Sir, here's your ID back. This is your copy of the citation. If you would sign right here. It's got a court date, time it's a must appear. Yes, sir. Please slow down and have a safe day.
In Georgia, speeding tickets are priced
Yeah, he
based
was
on how
not
much
happy
you're
about
exceeding
that.
the speed limit. For example, if you're over 24 miles an hour over, you're looking at $500 in fines. However, there's an extra super speeder charge you're liable to if you're going as fast as Yarbrough was. But it looks like this officer decided to mess with his boss even more, as this ticket excluded the extra fee, but instead required him to appear in court. After the incident, Yarbrough was also suspended for 40 hours without pay.
Good.
However, that's just a fraction of what Corporal Scott Bertzik was hit with after crashing his car while drunk.
Reached out for my lighter, slammed into his ass.
Bro, how you gonna get drunk at work in a cop car?
Cool. No, not really.
Not really.
No.
Are you okay?
Oh yeah, no, I'm good.
Your car's
He might not have even been.
No, absolutely.
Looks like he wasn't even at work. He was just in the car. Like, dude, why are you driving it if you're not working?
Which I just fucking fixed.
Obviously, Brooke and Scott are familiar with each other, and curiously, Scott holds nothing back when describing exactly how the incident went down. It's clear that Scott is the one at fault here, so before going any further, Brooke decides to call back to the base to ask whether or not it's okay for her to be handling this incident.
This crash, Birdie, so come work it? Okay. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've worked a crash with one of us in it, so. No, he's not on duty. He's in his POV. I just didn't want there to be any, conflict of interest type issues. Alright, that was it. I just want to make sure. Yay, bye.
Oh, he's just in a regular car. So what's the situation with here?
Brooke is given the go-ahead and told that there should be no issues with her handling this case, but that was before she noticed this.
You good?
Wait.
Huh?
Wait on his way.
He's not coming. Good?
Walking home, but yep, I'm good.
So, Birdie, you giving me some indicators?
Oh,
Listen.
good woman.
Listen, Valdez is coming out just to. I'm not gonna lie to you about it.
She's on her way?
Yeah, she's on her way. I'm not really comfortable with this whole thing at all. but I'm not gonna lie to you about it.
Oh no, I don't mean to put you in that Indy. Yep.
From now on, you know how it goes. You can't consume anything, okay? Because right now you're being detained.
Wait, what?
It's obvious
Yep.
that Scott is under the influence of something.
Just
Judging by his
realized
slurred
he go in
speech,
jail.
slowed reactions, and slight loss of motor control, Brooke is fairly sure he's been drinking. At this point, Scott is no longer her supervisor.
Fairly sure, dude. This guy's 100% been drinking at least.
He's just a suspect in a case, and what's more, he's drunk and likely unpredictable, a combination which can be incredibly threatening to a female officer.
Please don't make my life difficult.
I would never do that to you.
Okay, I'm very uncomfortable right now.
And I apologize for putting you in that position. Are you on?
Yes, I am. And I'm going to remain on for integrity. You know you can't smoke right now.
What?
Because if I'm going to do a DUI investigation, it impedes it, so you can't consume anything. I want to get that dog. This is a really cute dog.
Fear aggression issue.
You can always train a dog. You can't consume anything. You're killing me.
He's trying. Just give him a break. He knows he's going to jail. Like, why are you even on him about that?
Trying.
But too late now.
After a short wait, another officer arrives at the scene, meaning they can finally start getting to the bottom of all of this with some sobriety tests.
That thing she was doing, she was trying so hard to be a colleague and not just like, hey, no, you can't do that, and take it away from him. Man, I couldn't imagine being a cop, having to arrest one of your colleagues and still having to act like a cop, but also act like a colleague so you don't get your ass fired.
These lasted over 10 minutes, but it's not hard to tell how they went by just looking at a few seconds of them.
You may begin the test.
1, 2, 3.
Judging by this and the overwhelming amounts of evidence against him at this point, the officers thought it was safe to conclude that Scott had been drinking that night and decided it was time to put him in cuffs. Something he was far from happy about.
There's things that we can do to fix this.
Nobody's happy about being in cuffs.
It's got the hinge locks.
Okay. Good to go?
Despite Scott being one of the most polite and respectful suspects ever on this channel, he was actually hit with a better sentence than the majority of criminal cops. After blowing a .156 back at the station, he was
That's a
charged
lot.
with driving under the influence and damaging property. He was ordered to pay just under $1,000 in fines, serve 50 hours of community service, and take multiple substance abuse and DUI classes, and had his driver's license suspended for 6 months. He was also
You know, I feel like that was good enough.
sued by the driver of the vehicle he hit, and a cash settlement was reached. And on top of
Good.
all of that, he also was suspended without pay for a week and given a last chance agreement, meaning one more slip up and he was out for good. Realistically, that's exactly how one of these cases should be handled. But when
Yeah, I think that was handled perfectly. Good job on the system for working in that one instance of he wasn't even really a corrupt. I don't know if he's corrupt, but like an instance of a guy making a mistake and giving him a break, but also punishing him the right amount.
When New Mexico police were put in the same position, they instead showed just how corrupt America's cops can be.
I'm not going to arrest you tonight. Pat Annie, I just say don't drive.
This cop pulled over a truck
Can't do
in
that.
Lordsburg after
Can't be doing
suspecting
that.
the driver may have been drinking. However, after walking up to the window, he was hit with a wave of shock and disappointment.
Hello. Linda. The reason I pulled you over because you were kind of swerving back there. You're good?
The driver was the city's mayor.
Oh,
and
no.
This was the third time she's been pulled over for this exact offense. And what's worse, she was driving like this with her foster child in the car.
You have your registration and your insurance, please? You okay, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We're all good. Just be quiet.
The cops are now in an extremely awkward position, but after a short chat, they decide that they should proceed with the stop normally and do their jobs, at least for now.
Hey, Glenda, you mind stepping out of the vehicle or we go over if you pick her up on my unit real quick? How much have you had?
3 or 4?
3 or 4?
Ooh.
As
3 or
Glenda
4.
exited the vehicle, both
Definitely
of the
not
officers
3 or
noticed
4.
a strong smell of alcohol on her.
You say 1 or 2 if you've had 3 or 4. You say 3 or 4 if you've had 6 to 8.
And she quickly admitted to having a few drinks that night. Her slow speech and movement implies that she's definitely over the legal limit to drive. But this is the third time she's been pulled over for driving drunk. Will this really be the time she's punished for it? This officer certainly thinks there's a chance.
Please, let me just get him home.
Get who?
Ethan,
You know I'm the type of cop who doesn't get brakes on, okay?
you're the type of
That doesn't get brakes. When I approached the vehicle, I did notice an odor of alcohol coming from alcohol coming from inside the vehicle. When I observed you walk out, you were kind of swerving all over the place, okay?
With a kid in the car?
Now you're
Come
just-
on.
As you're standing, you're kind of swaying side to side. Thing is,
Like, this guy can't do anything else. Like, that's all on camera. At this point, if he switches the camera off, I mean, you can't do that anyway, but, like, it's obvious this whole situation is just messed up.
you're the mayor, okay? I'm your employee.
doesn't matter.
I'm your employee. And now that you're standing downwind, I can smell it. Okay?
Well, I'm not denying it.
Yeah, we could smell it on you, and the way you got out of your vehicle, Glenda, it's not good.
As the officer said, Glenda is their boss, so there's clearly a conflict of interest here. So they call up New Mexico State Police to handle it from here. But when the original cops learn of the outcome, they realize they probably could have done a better job themselves.
Doesn't matter. Your choice. So you're right there at that point. I don't think you're quite over the limit.
Oh, come on.
I saw
Oh, come
right
on. No,
here,
get this
right
bitch out of
close to
there.
Where the limit might be.
Please tell me they arrest this bitch. Don't let this guy get away with that. This is insane. Might be. Come on. Anybody else would have been arrested.
0.08. I think you're about a 0.06.
My house is literally
Right.
right around the corner.
I'm not gonna arrest you tonight. Okay? But if you've had any, I just say don't drive.
Somehow, despite all the clues that the first two officers picked up, the state cops decided she wasn't over the limit when they arrived and was therefore free to drive. Now, there's obviously the debate of corruption here, given that she's the mayor, but let's take his word as fact for now. The cop decided he thinks Glenda is at a 0.06 right now, but this was an hour after the initial stop was made. Taking into account that your blood alcohol level drops at a rate of around 0.015 an hour, Glenda was getting extremely close to the coveted 0.08 she'd be charged for. You may also be wondering why the cops didn't just use a breathalyzer to test her blood alcohol level
Because she's the
immediately.
mayor?
The answer there lies in the Fourth Amendment. Cops have to provide probable cause that a driver is impaired before they're allowed to collect chemical evidence that proves this. That's what the sobriety tests are for. The combination of these two problems is what led to Glenda going home that night instead of to jail, why this is her third time being pulled over for this, and why it probably won't be her last. But unfortunately for this next boss, his employee wasn't so kind when it came to his DUI stop.
Stay in your vehicle. Back in your car.
I'm
Drunk?
no, I'm the captain.
Huh? A what?
Captain.
Of what? The big. Don't reach in your pocket. Get back in your car. Have a seat.
I will. I'm not.
Captain.
You been drinking tonight?
I just got a ride.
You been drinking tonight, sir?
I'm a captain on the police department.
What police department?
Oklahoma City.
Alcohol, say.
What division?
Investigations.
How much we had to drink tonight, sir?
Too damn much. Couldn't even say city.
Please.
Huh? not turning my camera off.
Okay.
This guy isn't just drunk. He's absolutely hammered, even to
Yeah.
the point where he thinks the camera can't hear him whispering. But despite the captain's pleas, the officer refuses to turn off his camera and continues with the investigation.
Go ahead and step out of the vehicle. You gotta be kidding me. How much we drink tonight, sir?
I was at a poker game.
Uh-huh. Because you were swerving all over when you turn off here, you didn't use your signal.
There's a cop in my town that does this all the time, and everybody always gives him a break. Because he rides the back roads. He never hurts nobody. I know, because I was working at the bar that he goes to.
Sorry.
How much you drink at your poker game?
Not much.
Not much? How much is not much?
I don't know.
Beer? Liquor? How
Beer.
many beers?
3 or 4.
3 or
No.
4? How long ago was that?
Seems
It's
like he
been
had like
going on a
14.
How long ago did you drink your last beer, sir?
What time is it now?
It's 0140.
Midnight.
You think you should drive it?
No, but I came from 4 blocks.
Your mom lives here.
I live here.
You live here.
Yes.
Come over to the rear of your vehicle.
Okay.
You got any weapons or anything on you?
I do not, sir.
Those must have been a strong few beers, as not only was he stumbling over his words, but apparently also swerving across both lanes on his way home. The captain is then searched and told to stand in the open where he's tested on his balance and sobriety.
Hands down by your side, please. Look straight ahead. You see the tip of my pen, sir?
I do.
I want you to follow the tip of my pen without moving your head, okay? Come over here where it's a little bit more level. I'm going to demonstrate for you first. While I'm demonstrating, I want you to stand with your feet together, hands down by your side, just like this. All right, sir? What's your name?
Matt French.
Matt French. Mr. French, stand just like that for me. When I tell you to begin, okay, I'm just going to demonstrate for you first. I want you to pick a foot of your choosing. It doesn't matter if it's your left or your right foot.
I'm familiar.
And I want you to lift it approximately 6 inches off
He's
the
from
ground.
Mayor.
And while you look at your toe, I want you to count by 1,000s, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, so on and so forth until I tell you to stop. At any point in time you lose your balance or your foot touches the ground, just go ahead and pick your foot back up and continue to count, okay? Do you understand these instructions I've explained to you, Mr. French? You may begin.
I don't think he actually understands.
1,000.
That's it. Yeah, he didn't understand.
Can you turn that off?
I cannot, sir.
Please.
I know you're aware of our body cam policy. You know I cannot turn off this body
I
cam.
do. But I'd like to talk to you.
I can't
Talk to
do
him
this.
with the camera on.
Please.
Are you going to do the test or not?
Will you please talk to me?
I'll talk to you once we're
You
done.
can turn it off, you can turn it on.
I can turn it off once I'm done with my investigation, sir.
Okay. I'm a captain on the police department.
I understand that,
Captain
sir.
on the
And
police
I am a
department.
sergeant on this police officer, and
I
I've
am
taken
not.
an oath to uphold the law.
I
I don't
am
show
not.
favoritism to anyone, regardless. I don't care if you're a gangbanger or the president of the United States.
Sir, I'm not asking
Based. This guy.
you for that.
If I was to treat you differently than I was to treat like some Southside loco or some pedo, how's that look on me?
Okay, I'm not asking you for that.
Because I wouldn't do that for any of them.
Even as the captain begs him to turn his camera off and just talk, the officer stands his ground and states that he has to treat everyone the same or his job and livelihood could be at risk. He's showing a fantastic amount of integrity that unfortunately we don't get to see too often, likely
This guy gets an A.
due to people like this trying to pull rank. They then continue with the third and final test,
And that guy
involving
gets a
simply walking heel to
F.
toe for 10 steps.
Even a
All right,
G.
anytime you're ready, you may begin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
He's just walking.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
All right, go ahead and turn around for me. Put your hands behind your back.
Are you gonna arrest me, sir?
Yes, I am.
Damn right, you're getting
Can I talk
arrested.
to you?
Go ahead and put your hands behind your back, sir.
Talk in the car.
Now that the investigation is concluded and the perp is placed under arrest, the officer turns off his camera and returns the captain to the police department. Not only was he suspended from his position as Oklahoma police captain,
Did I see somebody walking in the background?
included and the perp is placed
Yeah,
under arrest,
somebody else showed
the
up.
officer turns off his camera and returns the captain to the police department. Not only was he suspended from his position as Oklahoma police captain, but he was also hit with the regular punishments for DUI, likely amounting to a small fine and a few months in jail. If you enjoy true crime videos like this, make sure you're subscribed.
People like that should be going to jail all the time. No questions. Like, you drunk drive, 3 months jail. That's it. I like cops, but I hate the police. And I like the police, and I hate cops. You know what I mean? You can't really live with them, can't really live without them. Some of them suck, some of them are great, some of them are evil.